Hey, everybody, it's Dynamite Show. Paul Fontaine, Jeff Hawkins here on a very special day, Friday, Boxing Day, outside of the U.S., December 26th in the U.S. Want to wish the best of the holiday season to everyone watching and listening. Fight Game Media YouTube channel and on the free audio feed. And before we get going here, and we're going to jump right into the shows, but Jeff, you had something you wanted to say.
Yeah, number one, while I'm doing this, tell me, look up why they call it Boxing Day, because I'm not sure why, actually, to be honest with you.
I think I do without looking, so I will give you my answer and then I'll look. But go ahead.
I had my 1-year cystoscopy today. I am still clear.
Awesome.
And I'd like to thank everybody. This has been a trying year, especially in the middle of it. So just wanted to thank everybody for their support and good wishes this year. Appreciate it.
Thanks for updating us, and we will continue to pray or send good thoughts or whatever it is that we do. Gamble and say the name Jeff Hawkins while we're doing it. Whatever it is that we do.
Joe Henry, Jeff Hawkins. Boom.
Yeah. So my thinking on the origin of the name Boxing Day is it's the day that it's got to do with the boxes from the Christmas presents.
Okay, that's what I thought. I thought it was it's like you return them on that day. Or
well, you could do that too. And we have, how you have Black Friday sales, we have Boxing Day sales.
Cool.
That's our version of that. So it's like go and people buy their Christmas decorations on Boxing Day, like for the next year. Nice. And you get great deals on like electronics and all kinds of stuff. Now I Googled Boxing Day name origin. So it's the traditional British tradition, shout out to David Lovell, of giving Christmas boxes, gifts, money, or leftovers in boxes to servants, tradespeople, and the poor the day after Christmas, as they had to work on Christmas Day.
So it's all you patrician folks, helping the plebes out a bit. Got it.
Yeah. Also, the churches collected donations in boxes during Advent. Mm-hmm. And they also distributed the boxes on December 26th, which is St. Stephen's Day. So, so there's that. Cool. And then nowadays, it's just known for sports, shopping, and post-Christmas sales. So in Canada as well, you know how you have the Final Four in basketball? We have the World Junior Championships in hockey. It starts today. Canada plays in about 2 hours.
They should have a world heavyweight title fight on Boxing Day in Canada every year.
They should, yeah.
On Boxing Day.
Yeah. Well, that was one. I mentioned David earlier. He his very first dad joke of the day, and he always sends a few. Was because another friend wished us happy Boxing Day, and he says, "Oh yeah, it's Boxing Day. I'll go watch a bunch of Ali fights."
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Not so much a joke, but he thought it was funny. So there we go.
I thought it was funny too. Well, I just didn't laugh that loud.
Well, there you go.
It was humorous. It was a humorous joke.
My response was, sounds like a plan. Mm-hmm. So we watched so AEW had their 2 shows. Dynamite, they aired on the regular night, but they aired it a couple hours early. And then Collision, they aired a couple days early because the pay-per-view's on Saturday, and they couldn't do a show Saturday night. And then they also have, I guess TBS has their 24-hour Christmas story marathon. So this bookended the 24-hour marathon. So Dynamite ended when the marathon started, and Collision started when the marathon ended. Okay, so that makes sense because it was an hour later than it normally would be if it aired on a Thursday night.
It was wrestling sandwiched by the Peter Billingsley Classic. Yes.
Sure. And again, I've never seen it, so I can't.
You haven't? You should see it once and then never watch it again because I'm not the biggest fan of the movie, but it is cute the first time you watch it.
The only Christmas movie I've watched this year, and I wouldn't even say it's a Christmas movie, was Holiday Inn. And yeah, I'd never seen it before. And I thought it was a good movie, and I was completely unprepared for the one scene.
My brother showed it to my mother. Do you see this? Yeah.
But I mean, I will say, like, in this context of the story, it made perfect sense. And I didn't really find it. I mean, other than the fact that the whole concept is racist, I mean, I didn't find the characters were treating it in a racist manner.
Right.
It was
No,
more about
it was, yes.
the guy was trying to disguise his girlfriend from the nasty Fred Astaire who was going to steal his girl.
I watched most of the Christmas classics. I've watched most of your 80s quote unquote Christmas classics, but I've never seen It's a Wonderful Life. And I was going to do it here, and I just haven't gotten time to do it.
I was so close to hitting record on it, and I had a choice of watching either the classic version or the updated one with, is it Dermot Mulroney or Dylan McDermott?
Oh, no. You don't want to. No.
No, I didn't watch either one.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know which of the Dylans it is or the Dermots it is.
I think it's Dermot Mulroney, to be honest with you.
It doesn't matter. They're the same person. But we did watch Dynamite and Collision, and I actually watched them both on the nights they aired, although not quite live. Collision, I think I was almost live, but Dynamite I watched quite a few hours later. And my quick review, and my long review isn't going to be much longer, especially for Dynamite, because I don't have much to say about that show.
Okay.
Dynamite, I thought, was like a normal episode of Collision, and not even a very good one.
Okay.
And Collision was like an excellent episode of Dynamite, which, it's kind of ass backwards, but that's how I saw it.
I wouldn't disagree with you. It's weird because while I was watching Collision, and I just literally got finished watching Collision, I was just thinking about the tournament as a whole and other things. And oddly enough, I think that Jungle Jack Perry, no longer Jungle Boy, he's Jungle Jack Perry.
Jungle Jack, yeah.
Versus Kyle Fletcher match might have been my favorite match of the tournament, because
I had it second, but it was great.
Yeah, I had because it was the only real match to me where a guy in kayfabe had a strategy and worked the leg and did that throughout the entire match, and it was the most old school match of the tournament for me, and I really liked that a lot.
You could kind of say that about the Moxley Orange Cassidy match a little bit.
Yeah, you could. Number one, I agree with our friend Brian Alvarez. They need to move this tournament. I would move it to start on Super Bowl Wednesday.
That's perfect. Like to lead into Revolution, right?
To lead into Revolution. Yeah. To get, sports fans are looking for something to help them, because like the NBA is kind of it's close to its mid-season thing, and the NHL is kind of close to its mid-season thing. So there's a bit of a lull here. This is when WWE ramps up, so wrestling is at its highest peak. Yeah, and I would do that, and I would start that Super Bowl Wednesday with promos from everybody in the tournament, and then one match, a great match. And you know what else you could do is you could actually have a control center type thing was what I was thinking.
I was going to say you could have qualifying matches in January to get into the tournament.
Okay, I'm going there. I also have a big picture thing on this tournament.
Okay,
because let me get the thought out here. Because if you're gonna do something like Speedball beating Fletcher, that has to be late. Because nobody was made in this tournament, and
there were too many upsets.
Yes, and one of two things needs to happen. It needs to be all top guys to then go after a world title, or it has to be all mid card guys to then go after a world title and to elevate somebody into the main event. Because this mixture of top tier guys and mid tier guys doesn't work, because everybody's already far ahead of you in this thing. And half these guys can't win.
The sickos will try to tell you, oh, they're all top tier guys. And
no.
We had, the funny thing is the four top guys that everyone said were the top guys going in, that everyone predicted was, well, not everyone, but anybody that has a clue, predicted would make the Final Four, did make the Final Four.
I was wrong in that I thought Darby would make the Final Four and he'd be the
right, and he could have, but he wasn't in the tournament. So
right,
and they weren't going to put Jungle Boy in there. There was I avoided spoilers, so I had no idea what was going to happen. And our friend Jason, who I don't think anybody's watching us live right now, but Jason had pointed out that the cleanest thing to happen would be for Jack Perry to win his match, and then that would make it a clear thing. But then Okada would be out. So you and that, I mean, I knew that wasn't going to happen. Like, I knew Okada was going to make the final four, but if Perry had won his match against on the last day, so I guess that was Fletcher, yeah, then he would have been in, and he would have won any tiebreakers. So he would have had the number one spot, and then you could have had wins in the other two matches, and you would have had a clean thing. You wouldn't have needed a draw on the last day in order to clean things up.
But the sickos will also tell you that Speedball, Kevin Knight, and Jack Perry all improved their position because of them having good matches. And I think the only one out of that did possibly might be if they follow up on it, Jack Perry, because his great match was last. True. And that really did wonders for them.
And if it had been one of them, I think it would have had way more impact than the fact that it was all three. And
if you have three young guys who are on the ascent, then you have no guys on the ascent. Pick one, put a rocket to him, let him go.
Right. And yeah, so we started out on Wednesday, Dynamite, with Konosuke Takeshita and Orange Cassidy. And the story here was Takeshita would clinch a spot in the playoffs with a win. And Orange Cassidy was tied for second, but he had one match after this, and he would be in a really good position to advance if he won. They had a good match. I heard from somebody who had seen the show live that said this was his favorite match of the tournament, which surprised me. But I mean, it's a really good match. I just, I thought there was a lot of other matches that I liked better. But, if you really like Orange Cassidy, you really like Takeshita, you probably really like this match. And I thought Takeshita sold a lot, gave him a lot. They had a really good count out tease, and right at the 5 count, right at the 5-minute mark, that was when they did the tease, and then Orange Cassidy rolled him up when he came in, but then Takeshita hit Raging Fire and got the pin, and he gets in the playoffs with 10 points. Claudio had 7, so he had a chance to tie him. Orange Cassidy and Mox 6 each. Massacre Dorada 3, and Roddy bringing up the rear with 0. He had already been eliminated. Anything to add?
No.
Okay. Yeah. I mean,
Dynamite's one of these things where it's like, yes, here are good matches.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just like Collision normally is. Like, there's some good matches. If you like good matches, you probably like the show. If you don't care. And the thing is, the matches weren't like, oh man, you got to go out of your way. You have to see this match. I guess, my friend would say that about the Orange Cassidy Takeshita match. I wouldn't necessarily say that. But
no, it was solid. It was, I mean, these are pay-per-view quality matches that don't exact any emotion out of me because there's no story to it.
Well, so and the funny thing is, I mean, they would have been pay-per-view caliber matches, except now they go extra on the pay-per-views. So, but yeah, I mean, these would be. I would be perfectly happy with a match like this on a paper.
Where we're gonna get interesting is when we talk the finals, or semifinals. So
so then we got a Gabe Kidd tape promo. He recapped Darby going down the stairs, and he talked about being dragged away behind a truck. Darby going through a flaming table. His accent was so thick, and they had music playing behind him, so I couldn't hardly understand anything he was saying. But I think he challenged Darby to a match at World's End.
He did.
Yeah,
because we had another promo on Collision,
and we had a Darby promo as well, and we had an angle as well, which we'll get to. And I had an analogy on this one that I'm going to run your way and see if you agree with me, because I thought it was brilliant. Then we got a video package recapping the FTR BBG gang. What are they called?
Bang Bang Gang.
Bang Bang Gang, right. I just wrote BBG gang, and I was like trying to figure out what those initials stood for. And if you missed this, you saw it again on Thursday, because I think they just aired the exact same promo. But Austin and Juice challenged FTR to a rematch with no rules, a Chicago street fight, which makes total sense since FTR beat them clean in their first match. I'm not exactly sure why they're doing a rematch, but I'm sure the match will be fine. Then we got Roderick Strong against Massacre Dorada. I wrote down the crowd was singing something, maybe Feliz Navidad. I did get that confirmed by someone in the building that they were singing Feliz Navidad. They went through a break, and Mascara Dorada won with a shooting star press. That's it. Nothing else to add.
Speaking of guys who are just here, Mascara Dorada.
Yeah. Yeah, like, I mean, and he's a champion in CMLL, and they just put him in this tournament. At this point, he was looking good to make the playoffs. He had so he moves up to 6 points. Strong still at 0. So at this point, everyone except for Roddy is still alive. And then we got a video package putting over all the Sports Illustrated awards that AEW won. I thought it was funny because the announcers, when they were pitching to this, said, we had a great year, and it's not just us saying it. Sports Illustrated, and I'm like, Becky Lynch. If you go back and listen to it, you'll hear it. It was a total Becky Lynch promo from the announcers.
I'm friendly with the guys who do this for Sports Illustrated, so good for them. I'm like, this just feels like
they're mad.
It feels the same way I feel about the Observer Awards, where it's just like if WWE has a good year, everybody's gonna say, well, it's not as good as a great year, so we're gonna give it to AEW, who we want to win. And it's like, okay, great. But you have to give the devil their due all the time. And this feels like we're withholding love from the WWE because we don't like pick your poison here.
I don't remember them doing these before.
Do you agree with any of the awards?
Okay, so I got the awards here. Promotion of the Year, All Elite Wrestling. I mean, I'd probably go with CMLL, but
I'd probably go with CMLL as well, even though I don't watch it all that often.
Female Wrestler of the Year, Mercedes Moné. It's probably somebody from Stardom, but my vote would probably be Io Sky.
It's either Sky or Monet for me. Monet's had a hell of a year, sneaky, just because her star is diminished being in AEW, and I'm sorry to say that to anybody who's a big fan of AEW, but her star is diminished being in AEW. But she's gone everywhere and done everything, and I think she might deserve it.
And they protected her really well up until the last month when she's just losing to Randall, which is really weird.
Io's not the worst call either. I mean, Stardom.
Yeah,
great.
Like I Sayu Katami or something, I think is her name.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get crucified if I got.
No, that's fine. You can get crucified all you want. I'm gonna get crucified for just dismissing Stardom because it's like, that's
fair enough. Yeah, Tag Team of the Year, FTR. I mean,
always for me. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably Sky Team, but
probably. Oh yeah, probably.
Yeah.
If you count all three, yes.
Best in the Ring, Will Ospreay. That one I disagree with. I would say it's a toss up between Takeshita or Kyle Fletcher, and some people would want to throw Bandito in there.
I'd go with Fletcher.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you include promos, which I don't think this is best in the ring.
No, they weren't. No. Yeah. It's best in ring.
Yeah.
I mean, look, Takeshita, because he had the G1 matches, is a good call too.
But Kyle Fletcher, like especially in this tournament, he killed it.
Yeah,
that's on Mike Tony Storm. No freaking way. That is no. I mean, I don't even know who I'd go with. Like, we've talked about this. I mean, we both really like Asuka. But
she's not gonna get that.
She's not gonna get it. Heyman's good.
Punk.
I think I might vote for Punk.
Yeah, that's a good call. Or Drew. I would go with Drew. I would go with Drew McIntyre.
Drew, yeah.
I mean, year on a mic.
Yeah. I mean, it's forgotten, but yeah. Breakout Wrestler of the Year, Kyle Fletcher. That's kind of a weird one. I mean, I thought he won that last year.
If he didn't, he deserves it this year. But if he didn't get it last year, if he got it last year,
it's Dominic Mysterio though. Like I think, I don't know.
All right, no, I could go with that too.
Yeah, Storyline of the Year, Hangman Adam Page redemption arc. You know what? I don't really have a problem with this one.
I do.
Do you? Okay.
Because it didn't last that long.
Well, then they kind of bungled the second part of it.
Yeah, they absolutely fumbled it after they did it. So no, I don't think it's that.
Rivalry of the Year, Hangman Adam Page against John Moxley. I always have a hard time with this one. But I mean, that was certainly, I mean, that was way up there. I mean, they built to a great pay-per-view and you had the right ending. WWE didn't really have any super strong feuds that I can think of. And Certainly New Japan didn't.
I don't think we're not doing the Hook Awards, are we? Because you didn't send me anything for it. So,
I think we're doing it next week, so I'll send you something in the next couple days. So,
oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Then I'll prepare then. But
Okay.
I mean, I'm not gonna surprise anybody. I think Moxley is the MVP of AEW this year.
That's a hard thing to argue. I would agree with that from start to finish.
A lot of people will argue Adam Page, but I'm going to tell you, Adam Page is nothing without Moxley in this feud.
And then, no, you're right. And then show of the year, AEW Double or Nothing 2025. I mean, I have a hard time remembering the shows, but my first response would probably be All In. But because I thought that was a pretty good show, but I don't know.
Can I count night one of WrestleMania? Because I think that was probably
that was pretty good. Yeah, was this the year that they had the one night where they had all the good matches one night with a shitty main event, and then the second night had shitty matches and a great main event? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. And then the only awards that they didn't win, heel turn of the year went to Naomi. And I'm just scrolling through here. Comeback performer of the year was Ilya Dragunov. And
I think it came back to
match of the year,
but maybe. Okay, let's
match of the year was actually Io, Rhea, and Bianca at WrestleMania. So WWE won match of the year.
I can't dispute that. I think it was possibly the match of the year.
I mean, mine was
Ospreay and Fletcher in the cage. Okay, Cody and AJ.
Ospreay and Fletcher was great. Yeah, I mean, I love that Cody. And then the Legacy Award, whatever the hell that is, was John Cena. Which actually, I could make a strong argument for Hiroshi Tanahashi for that too. But
yeah,
whatever that is, I don't even know what it is, but I'm already arguing. Okay, so that was that. So they put over themselves as they should. For winning.
I'm here for self-promotion at all times. Please do it.
Renee interviewed Chris Statlander on the ramp, and Jamie Hayter joined her, and I guess they didn't agree to no physicality because they got physical by the end. But Stat did a long promo. She talked about giving her a shot because her title was ripped from her hands when she was injured. She said she was a loser, couldn't win gold, failed friendship, but her sob story is over. I'm the champion of the world because I focus on who I deserve to be. Don't pity me for what I've been through. Fear me for what I become. And you said you'd be different when we wrestled. It felt all too familiar. I improve every day, and look where I stand. You beat me before, but at World's End, you'll be face-to-face with the Cosmic Killer. Prove it to me. Prove to the world that you deserve to reclaim your throne. And then Renee asked Jamie if she had anything to say, and she says, I got a lot to say, but she didn't say anything. And she just hit her. And that was
she got blocked from hitting her, right? Because
Statlander and then the security was in there right away and split them up. But
okay, look, here's Jeff's promo class once again, because Alvarez nailed it about the promo on Saturday, calling her wooden. She is wooden. She is reciting lines here. She starts this with I am a cosmic killer and goes from there and tells me how she feels about Jamie Hayter. This comes off a lot better than her exposition. And she needs the emotion. She has the Hangman issue. She needs to have the emotion to drive her promo, because I have never seen an emotion out of Chris Statlander, I don't think. It's one of these things like
I remember a backstage promo she did in the lead up to the Mercedes match. That might be close.
Thank you.
But yeah, for the most part, you're right.
Like the entire Willow feud died because she didn't feel anything about
Willow. And we didn't believe, because we didn't believe any of it.
And we didn't believe it, right?
Yeah, because we knew they were friends and they were just feuding so they could have a hardcore match. Like, that's it. So.
But I love Hayter, so there we go.
And then Jamie took a swing at Statlander. Stopped her. She said, last time I hit you with this, you didn't get back up. And this is when I noted that they must not have promised no physicality. Then we got MJF came to the ring, and apparently he was going to wrestle, which was news to me. They hadn't advertised this. Apparently the people in the building had no idea. They didn't advertise it. And he was probably the most over guy in the building. He won a quick match over a dude named Dustin Waller. Fans were chanting, he's our scumbag, through the whole thing. He got a hammerlock DDT into the salt of the earth. It was like a minute, not even. Then he did a promo. Fans were chanting Happy Hanukkah, but actually he didn't get any words out. And out comes Hangman. And he comes out with a chain around his neck. And then I wrote, whose house? Swerve's shitty new music plays. And he's in another part of the crowd with Nana. He also had a chain around his neck. And then Hangman does a promo. He says, I want to remind you about the contract. The contractual agreement for no physicality got left in England. So say what you're going to say. Make another lowbrow 90s, misogynistic, morally offensive joke at our expense. I'm sure your casting directors would love to hear the kind of things you say in public. So go ahead. The fans are chanting cowboy shit. It says, compare us to another sex pest in the news because you have a whole slew of them to choose from. Oh, cat got your tongue? Oh, maybe that's not the kind of joke you want to make tonight. Maybe you want to make a joke that the two-time champion is a star. Well, regardless of what you say tonight, you're getting your ass beat. Hangman came off as a total dick here, and it would get worse. So MJF drops the mic. Hangman and Swerve both approach the ring. The Ops Dojo comes out. Hangman and Swerve just mow them all down. And then out comes Joe. And he said, or he didn't come out, actually. He was in the back. And he says, it's a champ here. I see you enjoyed the training exercise. I knew these men were no real threat. They're there to expose your true nature. And as I look around and see the men in that ring right now, well, gentlemen, the hatred spreads further than you all anticipated. Now that we've had this moment of clarity, know that I'm going to come for each and every one of you one by one. All your hopes and dreams of taking this from me come to an end at World's End. So hit one of your snappy catchphrases and send the people home happy. I'll see you soon. And MJF attempted to attack one of them, gets flattened by Hangman. Swerve hit him with a house call. Crowd boos him. Hangman wraps a chain around his throat, starts choking him out. And then Swerve's turn to talk. So he says, I'm going to tell you something about Maxwell Jacob Friedman that he doesn't want you to know. He likes all you people wherever we go, especially New York City. He loves the likes, the retweets, the comments. It feeds his fragile little ego. Wake up. Fans are chanting, he's our scumbag through all this. And then Swerve turns to them and he says, well, he's going to be my scumbag now. And they booed even louder. He says, I've never met such an egotistical, bigoted, self-indulgent piece of garbage like you. I don't know where the bigoted came from, but
I don't either, but
okay.
Yeah.
So he says, you're a man with power, which makes it a toxic combination of power, which makes you more of a ditty than I will ever be. So let's talk about the victims of MJF and why I will always be above you. The Pinnacle, Wardlow, Jay White, and my good friend Adam Cole. Like, what? All have felt victim after dealing with your bullshit. I'll always be above you, whether it's my enemy or my ally. I make them better. And I'm just rolling my eyes at this point. I don't care where you go in your life, Max, the wrestling ring, your acting career, or even you as a damned husband. I'm a better human being than you'll ever be, and I will end you at World's End, bitch. And I was gobsmacked by this. I mean, was this a triple turn? Like, what the fuck?
Okay, good.
My
good. You said that. That was phenomenal because, God, after this, I watched this, I go, Hangman and Swerve should become a tag team and turn heel and just go after baby faces.
Violence Incorporated.
Yes. This, I think, is a party of two different things. Both kind of similar. Somebody listened to the feedback from the episode last week from podcasters who said MJF went in there and eviscerated everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And I think both Tony and at least one of the members of these other three people heard that and decided we need to do something about that. So we're going to absolutely neuter MJF this week. And not only are we going to neuter MJF, this is a problem with having sickos as your audience and sickos running the company, is that we have a promo that kind of breaks the fourth wall at the same time as trying to be kayfabe. And I hated these promos, Paul. We have now deconstructed the MJF character to the point where we can't watch him anymore.
Oh my God.
And while our boy Plethora is in here, look, Joe came off the best in this whole thing where he goes, look, I think the problem is with you three, to the point where I want Joe to retain now.
Right.
I don't think he will.
Although I expect MJF
to.
after all this.
Yeah,
like
well,
now,
I expect MJF to, but also, as everyone and their grandmother has been pointing out, MJF had the ring on.
Yeah, and he kissed it on the way out, I believe.
And he kissed it on the way out, and then they had the match for the ring. I think MJF loses the match and then says, "You didn't officially win the ring back from me. We're having a match. Ring versus ring, quote unquote." And MJF wins this to get another title shot somewhere, because he's always going to have the title shot.
Or he wins the title and he forces Bandito to put up the ring in the title shot.
I could see that too. But
yeah,
I watched this and I went, this is overcorrection on a scale I think actually not since Punk and Hangman have I seen.
Yeah, and you could
this
see
bad.
it in MJF's eyes. It was like, okay, you're here to take your beating like a man. Keep your mouth shut and take it. That's it.
Yeah. And I guess there's some report that the other three didn't know what MJF was going to say at the time, and they didn't think it was going to come off that strong or whatever. I'm just like,
I haven't seen. I'm a bit behind on my other podcast, so I haven't really heard any reaction to last week's show.
Right.
Although I will say that this also came off like, I think he touched some nerves with that Diddy comment. And they went out of their way to distance
Swerve's a rapper. Yeah, I know, but it's still Swerve's promo. I don't know whose was worse, because Swerve's also doing the "I'm a wrestling god" thing, and you're just like, "Oh no, you're not JBL. Stop this. No, you're better than JBL." That's you know. And then Hangman. I mean, Hangman got there with the rage stuff, but that entire prologue before the beating about, "Oh, are you going to just come out here and say another 90s blah, 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 blah." I mean, that is deconstruction. That's not a promo.
Yeah, that's this is like, okay, you got your licks in last week, we're getting ours this week.
It's completely undermining everything about the MJF character.
And he got his ass beat too. Like, so there was that as well. Like, so yeah, it was bizarre.
It would be like somebody coming out and saying, I mean, again, it's not, I won't go with Dusty, because I'll go with a heel. I'll go with like, let's say Dusty came out and talked about Ric Flair and said, "You know what?"
But it would have to be in Charlotte, like right after, like he, just made.
You actually have a loving family that you go home to every week, and all you do is woo and say you're going to sleep with women you never sleep with, and it's like,
you're a terrible husband and a father. Like,
yeah,
nobody wants to hear that.
No,
so, yeah.
Keep it fake. Keep it kayfabe, kids. Always.
We got Renee Paquette with the Babes of Wrath. They face Marina and Athena at the pay-per-view. Tomorrow night they face Maya World and Hyen. Those two.
This was their reward for not being Tegan and
and every time, and they get more time every week to just be losers. This is so bizarre.
Have they been signed yet? No,
I don't know. No, but they will be.
Here we go. Hawkins was right.
Yeah. So again, they're taking this match because they need a confidence boost. Harley called Willow a ray of bombshell sunshine. She called Renee gorgeous. Mercedes and Athena were coming after you. Chicka, 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 chick. And Willow was chanting Babes of Wrath in the background while Harley was just going ape shit. Like, it was just
she
bizarre.
Chanted Babes of Wrath until she thought the camera was off and was saying something, and it caught part of that on the way out. It's like, always know when the light's on, kids. Always.
Yeah, this was I mean, it was fun. It was that's all I can say. It was fun.
Oh, they're a fun team. I like them a lot.
Yeah. Ricochet and Bandito for the Dynamite Diamond Ring, and this is for the first time ever they brought up that someone besides MJF is going to win the ring. And apparently, like, it is the ring. Like, it's not a separate ring, because they pointed out, so I don't know when they got it away from MJF. I guess on the way out, he just took his ring off and gave it to somebody. I don't know.
No, in Gorilla, Tony holds the ring and he gives it to whoever needs it for a prop.
I mean, it would have made perfect sense for me to have MJF come out after this match and say, like, if you want the ring, you're going to have to take it. But they didn't do that. They did some stuff teasing the Macarena early. Ricochet tried to do it, got slapped in the back of the head. Then Bandito took over, threw him out of the ring, and then he did the dance himself. So Excalibur kept pointing out that whoever wins this controls the Dynamite Diamond ring for the full year. So they made clear to on that stip. They went back and forth. It was a good match. At the end, Toa and Khan tried to get involved. Ricochet hit a low blow, went for the spirit gun, but Bandito rolled him up and got the win. So Ricochet, despite cheating and having his friends cheat for him, ended up losing. Kind of looked like kind of a jobber here. But Bandito won and gets the ring. So that was cool. And then after the match, Ricochet beat him up. Brody King came out to make the save. And I surmise, they haven't announced it yet, but I assume we're going to get Ricochet and Brody for the national title. But they didn't say that. Too. Yeah. So it was fine. I mean, I didn't know who was going to win, and either one would have been fine. But because Bandito won, makes me think that MJF's going to end up getting this ring back.
Mm-hmm. Same.
If Ricochet had won, I would think he was keeping it. But maybe they'll just, they'll just pretend like, yeah. Well, wait, it's not. It's like the Royal Rumble. Yeah, Dave. It's like 6 years. MJF wins, and then this year he's not even competing for it. Yeah, but they didn't advertise it. Darby Allin was backstage with Alexi. He says he's medically cleared to compete. He's had lots of time to think while he's been gone. And while he's talking, someone's coming up from behind, and eventually we see it's Gabe Kidd. So the camera was completely taken out. We got dark screen for a little while Gabe's beating on him. And then eventually it came up, and he says, "You mistake my ignorance for stupidity." When they came back, they were in an alley, and Gabe showed him the stairs, and he says, "You feeling nostalgic?" He carried him all the way up the stairs and then punched him in the gut and kicked him down the stairs. And he took the same bump he did last time. And last time he was out for 9 months. But this time he's going to be back in 4 days. In fact, he'd be back the next night. But yeah, this was bizarre. But it's all set up for all this stuff they did. And you know what? They're having a regular match. No stips.
Not just that, but Darby's not even held out to the end of the tournament.
No.
I don't know.
And the Bucks apparently, which we'll get to. Marina Shafir and Mina Shirakawa. This was the biggest example of checking a box I've ever seen in my life. They had to have a women's match on the show, so they did this. And Mina hit her spinning back fist. Marina no-sold it because I guess she'd been working on her hand for the whole match. And then Marina choked her out with mother's milk. This wasn't great. Went through a break. After the match, Marina attacked her, put the hold on again. So Toni Storm comes out to make the save. Marina kicked her once and flattened her. She falls down onto Mina. So I guess it's some sort of a sexual positions joke. And that was it. This was the worst babyface save I've ever seen in my entire life. Worse than Jeff Hardy and Penta dancing on the way down to the ring. She hauled ass down there and got her ass kicked with one move.
Well, she power walked down there, I believe, is what she did. I mean, it had all the clownishness of us, because I think Mina's actually danced before a save before too, but it had the clownishness of the Toni Storm character combined with being an absolute geek. Yeah. And it doesn't get Marina that much over than she already is, because that's what Blood and Guts was for. And you're just like, all right, fine.
Mina is 6 feet under at this point. Like, she's a jobber. Like, I was astounded at this.
All right, I'll put up Plethора's comment here.
In 96, Taker fought the Executioner at a December pay-per-view to continue his Mankind feud. But enough about Darby and the Death Riders.
Yeah, well, in the Executioner's defense, Terry Gordy was post-stroke. So,
well, Gabe Kidd is post-death.
Oh, that's true too. Yeah.
I mean, one's kayfabe and one's real, but yeah. I mean, this whole Gabe Kidd thing is bizarre. Then we got a recap of the Bucks winning their $1 million, and Lexi tried to get word with them and Omega outside their dressing room in New York. So this is after, or no, what's this in London? Maybe, yeah. I don't know. Yes. But apparently the Bucks might not be cleared for action for quite some time. And then one of them says, "Yeah, we're not cleared for the remainder of the year." I'm looking at the calendar. It's a week. I guess they get the pay-per-view off, but they're making it sound like they're out for months. And then Omega says, well, since you guys are gone, I guess I need to take care of something myself. So I'm going to go do something I should have done a long time ago. And he left, and I have no idea what it was. People are speculating this has to do with Andrade. We'll see, I suppose.
Well, he's going to New Japan, so maybe Kenny appears in New Japan.
Yeah, could be.
To challenge Andrade.
Or it's just Kenny being Kenny.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nowhere.
I'm going to create a story out of nothing and see what they come up with. See you later.
I still think we're going to get the Alpha and Omega tag team. And, and like Okada's going to get booted out of the Callis family, and him and Omega are going to team up and do what the Golden Lovers were going to do.
Hold on. Okada or the Alpha and Omega? Wouldn't that be Takeshita and Omega?
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Shit. That was a clever idea at the time until you realize you were wrong.
And now I'm probably predicting something that's actually going to happen.
Actually, I think you are, because I think they've shifted now. I think Takeshita is obviously turning babyface, even though the idea of Okada turning heel or turning babyface is awesome. The whole sportsmanship in that match with Speedball, makes me think that he's babyface.
I've been arguing with the people in the Discord about this, and then on watching Collision, I'm thinking, you know what, shit, I think I was wrong. But we'll see. I think we're gonna find out. Probably not Saturday, but probably by like next week. I don't think they're gonna do the churn on Saturday, but I think we're gonna have a pretty good idea what's gonna happen by the end of Saturday. We got a Mox promo, total babyface. He says he went up against all the odds against the elite of the elite. Whatever happens, happens. I didn't leave any bullet in the chamber. I got one match left against Orange Cassidy, and may the better man win. Just a complete babyface.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got so the World's End so far. Babes of Wrath against Mercedes and Athena. We got the semifinals and the championship finals of the Continental Classic. Chris Statlander, Jamie Hayter, a 4-way world title match. Joe, Page, Swerve, and MJF. And the final match, Pac against Jock Perry.
Jock Perry?
Well, because I said Pac.
I got you.
Yeah.
It's Pac, though.
Yeah. So Pac and Jack, or Pac and
there
Jock.
You go.
Yeah. Jack the Jock Perry. So crowd is, except he's about the furthest thing from a jock. But crowd's dead for this. Some people are trying to get some chants going. And one of them sounded like it was, let's go bastard, let's go Pac. But now I'm thinking maybe they were saying Jack. Mm-hmm. So it's let's go bastard, let's go Jack. So yeah, but I heard Pac. But anyways, they went to break. Perry was selling a knee injury, which would play into the next match, actually the very next match, in the way they aired. They pointed out that there's a 5-way tie for first, and Perry needs a win to stay alive. And Pac hit a belly back in the corner. Perry looked like he got dropped on his head. They did the 10-minute call. Perry collapsed while he's trying to punch Pac. Perry hit a poison rana, lariat. Perry hit a running knee. Pac put on the brutalizer during the pinfall. Perry made the ropes. Pac dropped him with a running lariat, went for the brutalizer. Perry rolled him up for 2, got it on again. Perry bit him again to get out of it, which is like his new gimmick. And then he rolled Pac up for the flash pin. And so at this point, everyone is tied with 6 points, and I was freaking furious. I hate this booking. 6 points is for everyone. Everyone's 2-2.
50-50 booking? You don't enjoy that?
I mean, you know what? The idea is to build people up. All this did was bring everybody down. Like, you know what?
Yes.
Yeah.
Made everybody look mid.
Yeah. Now, the positive is it means every match in the next night meant something. But in terms of booking, this is the absolute laziest thing. Any idiot can book people to go 2-2. Like, you know what I mean?
And Tony Khan is just that idiot.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Ghetto does this all the time. The tag league this year, one of the blocks had 4 people at 4-3 and the other 4 at 3-4. Like, it's just stupid. And they do it.
Everybody's a star, Paul. This is why they go 50-50. They're all evenly matched.
Yeah. So this main event was like a fart in church. I was so pissed off by the end of this show. And I think part of it might have been that I had been led to believe the show was awesome. And by the person that I mentioned who had been there. But I even said, like, I'm sure it was a fun show live.
Oh, you pulled the Dave move. People at the arena told me.
Well, and then somebody else that wasn't at the arena but saw the show. You probably know who I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah, and just raving about it. And I was just yeah.
It would make you want to watch all 3 football games on Saturday or on Christmas instead of this show. Instead of the next.
Well, I didn't watch any football, and I loved Collision, which we'll get to.
Yeah. Ugly Canadian, yes. Okay, but
So it's funny because I was thinking like, oh, there's no way these matches were taped in order because the very next match was Kyle Fletcher and Jack Perry, but then I realized they were different nights, so they very well could have been taped in order. But the next match was Kyle Fletcher and Jack Perry.
All right, hold on. Before we start Collision,
yes,
I think I've if you have not watched this, I watched this, guys, even under duress, because I knew that Paul would want to talk about it. Tony Schiavone did a phenomenal job on this show. I thought Tony Schiavone was excited for every match, and he was the MVP of this show. I thought. Because I mean, like everything, he's going out of his mind every single match, and it's phenomenal when you hear someone who genuinely, like, I always feel like Danielson when he does it is working a little bit.
You can tell when he's trying to put it on. His voice goes up an octave, and that's when I tune him out.
Well, Schiavone does that too with his upper register,
but it sounds more legitimate when
genuine. It sounds genuine when he does it. Yes.
Yeah, like so Bryan Danielson would be like, "Oh, he's gonna win," like, and it's like, like, So yeah, you know what? It's funny that you mentioned that because I think Schiavone was getting so lost in the matches that he was like forgetting move names,
the storyline, yeah,
and Nigel was having to step in and like correct him or fill in the blanks because I there's points where he called like. He just said, "Oh,
Schiavone went to the restroom at one point during this show too."
Well, there's like Takeshita hit the Raging Fire at one point, and I'm thinking there is no way Schiavone knows what this move is called. And then Schiavone says he hit his move, and then Nigel said it's the Raging Fire. Like it's like, but I think it was because he was so lost in what he was watching. And he got
so many guys with so many convoluted move names that
true because it's really what is it? It's like a Death Valley Driver, right? Like but they just call it Raging Fire. And I actually think Nigel actually didn't even call it Raging Fire. I think he just said it was Death Valley Driver like move. I think is how he put it.
Yes, get into this. My favorite match of the tournament.
So Kyle Fletcher and Jack Perry. Winner is guaranteed to be in the playoffs. If Perry wins, he's in it for sure. If Fletcher wins, he clinches at least a tie, but it's real complicated because, we'd get into it later. But crowd was super hot, dueling chants. They worked a very slow, deliberate style. So I thought, they're going really long and maybe even teasing a draw. A draw here would have been chaos. So the fans are chanting Jungle Jack, and Kyle starts mocking them for it after he takes over the match. Body slammed him in the second rope. That was nasty because his foot got caught on the top a little bit. But that's when he started working over the knee. I worked it over on the ring post, took off his boot. Aubrey's screaming at him, "What are you doing?" And he's like, taking off his boot. She's like,
Kyle Fletcher doing his old school Anderson Blanchard heel act where he just keeps looking at the ref and saying 5. Yeah. And I'm working on the leg, and it's just, it's so beautiful.
I just died because Aubrey is like, "What are you doing? And what's your problem?" And he's like, "I'm taking off his boot." And Aubrey's like, "Fuck, he's got me."
I got nothing. I got nothing. I can't do it. Yeah.
So he took off his sock, put it in his mouth. I'm sure the fans were probably chanting, "You sick fuck" at that. Stomped his foot going into break. So that was good. They came back from break. Kyle's still working on the leg, but Perry nailed him with a one-legged drop kick. Reversed into a sunset flip powerbomb. Both guys were down. They did the 5 remaining call. Kyle put on a single leg Boston Crab. Perry tried to make the ropes. Kyle pulled him back. Perry reversed into a heel hook, then into a snare trap. Fletcher was just about to tap, but he powered up and he made the ropes with one finger.
One friggin' finger, as Schiavone says.
Yeah, one friggin' finger. Teased passing out. A total babyface spot, by the way, but it didn't matter. Then they're in the middle of the ring doing the yay boo spot. Kyle picked him up, gave him a half and half suplex and a running knee. Went for a power bomb. Perry reversed it in midair. Didn't go for the dick this time. Perry tried to get him up for a pile driver. I wrote because I figured Kyle was going to reverse it, but no, he hits it. Kyle kicks out at the very last second. We got a 2-minute left count. Fans are chanting, "This is awesome." Tony Schiavone is losing his freaking mind.
Losing his ass in this thing.
Yeah.
And Nigel's even going, dude, Tony.
Yeah, calm down. Fletcher rolled him up for 2. Then Perry rolled him up. Fletcher took his head off with a lariat, put him on the top rope, went for a brain buster. Perry headbutted him. Kyle kicked his foot. He fell off. Then Fletcher nailed him with a foot to the face. Then he hit the brain buster and got the pin with like 1 minute left. This was freaking awesome. Kyle had the best 2 matches of the tournament, I thought. Maybe in the top 3. I'd have to look back, but it was incredible.
Okay, I'm possibly misremembering here. Okay, so to start the whole leg story, he had hit the body slam on the middle rope. But towards the end, he then did a body slam where his leg, he just threw him down towards the top rope and his leg hit too.
No, I think that's the same spot. Like that.
Oh, okay. Am I misremembering? Okay.
No, I miswrote it. I wrote down second rope, but it was actually the top rope.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. I just love that that was the beginning of just working the leg for the first half of this match, and that the leg was the beginning of the end for Perry. This match was so sublime. This is what I want tournament matches to be, as opposed to spot fests.
Yeah, and this was great. So yeah, he's in the lead with 9 points. He's clinched at least a tie. And they would get into it. They announced for the first time that we could have had a 4-way at the pay-per-view to break a tie, but luckily that didn't happen. Oh, no, that would have been the other block.
We may still have a 4-way at the pay-per-view, but we'll see.
Yeah. Then we got Renee interviewing Roddy, except Roddy didn't actually speak. Kyle O'Reilly showed up, and he questioned why Roddy had doubt in his eyes. "You never doubted me. I lost 2 pints of blood in that match at Blood and Guts, but I still submitted John Moxley. I wouldn't even exist without you. You got to learn that it's okay to lean on your friends. The conglomeration are your friends, despite what you might think. I was close to giving up in those matches with John, and you were looking at me like I'm looking at you right now. You can beat Claudio on your worst night." He says you can beat Claudio on your worst night, but it'll be a Christmas miracle when you beat Claudio. Kind of contradicting there. But he said, "Get those points and be the man that I see. Roderick effing strong." And Roddy, despite Kyle's best efforts, and it was a pretty good promo, Roddy just did not look like he was believing in himself or Kyle at all by the time that this promo was over. But I don't know if that was just him being a bad actor, or maybe he's a really good actor. I don't know, but he just...
I go the other way. I go with really good actor here, because it's one of those things. Number one, Kyle cut the promo of his life. This is the best promo Kyle O'Reilly's ever cut, I think.
Second best. The best one was that one he cut on Moxley.
Oh, where he just said, that was good too. But see, you got to understand, Roddy's playing a heel in a babyface stable, and he's doubting himself because he's the type of person who would become a heel over these things.
Right.
So he is still playing conflicted. Well, look, I don't think he was being Olivier here. Don't get me wrong. But his character is interesting because now that he won this match, he could go either way. He could go back and say, "Yes, the conglomeration, you're all my friends. Thank you for your support." Or he could just lash and go, "No, I did it myself. Screw you, Kyle," and punch him in the face.
You condescending little prick.
Yeah.
It could go either way. I suspect he's going to end up joining with these guys, but we'll see.
I do too. I believe this is a redemption story for Kyle, and then he'll have nothing to do except yell people's names randomly.
Konosuke Takeshita Mascara Dorada. You brought it up in the first match that we saw with Dorada. He was just there in this tournament. They had a really good match.
He should get a participation certificate like at the end of this tournament.
So, I mean, they had a great match. Takeshita sold a ton, but at the end, he beat him with the he hit the avalanche lariat, the power drive knee, and then raging fire. I noted that Tony didn't know what the last move was. He didn't know what any of those moves were called, actually. He called... Okay, one thing I noticed, and it was funny. He must have called like 100 different moves, avalanche moves in this thing.
Yes.
Tony
anything that came off the ropes was an avalanche.
Yeah, Tony was 100% being produced here. which was hilarious. But yeah, so he ends up winning very decisively at the end, even though it was a long match. And Takeshita, what?
You know what might help your play-by-play guys? Squash matches that introduce the moves to them.
Yes. Yeah. Well, we did get that right pretty soon, actually. So Takeshita got 13 points. He will definitely win the block. He undefeated, 4-0-1, and Masquerade is eliminated with, I believe, 3 points, maybe 6. I don't know. Doesn't matter. He's out. Then we got Claudio and Roderick, and so Claudio has 7 points, and he would advance with a win, which, because this match was positioned where it was, I mean, it was almost a guarantee that he wasn't going to win, because that would be stupid. Because then we would have a match coming up later that means nothing. Why would they do that? So I suppose there was a possibility that there could be a draw, which would be really weird. Then because if they had a draw, then the winner of Mox and Orange Cassidy later would advance. But if they drew, then Claudio would advance. So that would have been interesting. But crowd was super hot for this. I assume it's because of that promo earlier. And they were totally behind Roddy. And Claudio was beating his ass. And then Roddy just made a comeback, hit a couple jumping knees, hit a third, and goes for the pin. And I'm like, okay, this is going to be a great near fall. And it's over.
Got it.
And I was like, this might have been my favorite match of the tournament.
Yeah.
Like it was the
close.
best. Yeah.
No.
Like, because they needed a match like this. Because
hey, let's not draw everything out for 20 minutes. Maybe occasionally we can have a flash win here and there. Thank you very much.
Yeah, like this was, it was great. Yeah, I no 10 out of 10, no notes. Yeah, so it was great. So yeah, Claudio's out, and Roddy does not advance, but he gets his 3 points. Actually, Claudio's not out, because if Orange Cassidy and Mox went to a draw, Claudio would win the tiebreaker. So he wasn't quite eliminated, but it looked pretty dire for him at this point. Then after the match, Garcia and Wheeler attacked him, and Mark Briscoe made the save. Marina was out there as well, but Toni Storm did a run in. Apparently, she had a fistful of pearls.
She dropped half of them on the way to the ring. Yeah.
Death Riders pulled her back. I wrote down we could be getting a mixed tag match. We're definitely getting a Marina Toni match at some point. And then later on, they would announce a mixed nuts tag team match. Now, I will say, some of these specialty match names are goofy as hell, and I hate them. This was great.
I loved it. Yeah, I popped. I will, though, give you a little footnote on this match.
What's that?
You notice who didn't come out to save Roddy?
Kyle.
Yeah.
Huh. But he is in the match, I believe.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I thought they were setting up a 6-person. But they did announce it later as an 8-person. So yeah, we'll see. Maybe Kyle wasn't there.
Mixed nuts.
Yeah, I love it. And then we got the same promo from yesterday with the Bang Bang Gang and FTR. Then we got a taped Stokely promo. Whatever FTR does to you on Saturday, they can't be held liable. Whatever. We got
I thought there was gonna be a stip added for if the Bang Bang Gang lose, but I guess not.
If they lose, they're not the champions. Yeah. They should have had to put up their $200,000.
They should have had to break up if they didn't win.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah. Then we got a video package for Jamie and Stat. Basically, just a bunch of highlights put underneath the promo that they cut the night before.
Yeah, but Hater's fantastic.
She's great.
I love her. I would have built her on this one. I mean,
but
they haven't played up her wanting back the title hard enough. Even they say it every promo, but they.
I think Tekla is the champ in waiting, and they're just waiting for the right time. Hey, thanks for joining us. Jason is here. He corrected me. Mixed Nuts Mayhem. Okay. And Fernando's here as well, joining Plethora, who's been here since the beginning. So it's great to see everybody here.
There ain't no way the Bang Bang Gang are winning the tag championship.
Nope, not a chance. But they're in Chicago, so glad you think so. Fernando, hey, I'd be happy if they won, because then that means we get another match. Because FTR is awesome. But no, I think FTR is probably facing Edge and Christian at Revolution.
Yes.
All right, Kevin Knight and Pac. The loser is out. But if there's the winner makes for some complicated match depending on what happens with Okada and Bayley. So I wrote down at the very start, a draw seems the most likely. And long story short, that's what ended up happening. They worked really slow at the beginning, so it was very obvious they were going to a draw. They just went on and on. I made a bunch of notes, but at the end, none of it matters. They did the last couple minutes were great. Kevin Knight rolled up Pac for 2. They did a 30-second call, did another roll up for 2. Pac went for the brutalizer with 10 seconds left. Knight wouldn't quit. And then right at the buzzer, it looked like he was tapping, but the ref said he didn't, and it was a draw. So it was really good timing at the end. At one point here, Nigel, like this was about 5 minutes left, brought up the possibility of a draw, and he says it would pretty much guarantee that Kyle Fletcher advances. No, Nigel, that would guarantee that Kyle Fletcher advances. Not pretty much, 100%, because I mean he has 9 points, and nobody else can get to 9 points except for the winner of the main event. So, this is a really, really good match. Probably the second best match of these 2 nights, I would think. Maybe the Konosuke Takeshita Orange Cassidy match. I don't know. And even Orange Cassidy and John Moxley was pretty good too. But it was a good match. So each ends up with 7. Their only hope is that there's another draw in the main event, but then we would get a 4-way tie, which meant we had to have a 4-way playoff in the on the pay-per-view, which means one of them might have to wrestle 3 times. So that was that. Fletcher is guaranteed to advance. He wins the group if Okada beats Bayley or if that match goes to a draw. So that's that. Anything to add?
I have nothing to add other than I love super heavyweight Pac.
Okay. Oh my God. The dude is bursting out of his body. Then we got a Gabe Kidd live promo, and it hit me while I was watching this. He said almost the same thing as yesterday's tape promo. The fans aren't listening to him. He's going over their history of everything they've done to each other. He also brought up being locked up in a psych ward, which I believe is news to 90% of the people watching, which is actually true. During the pandemic, he was in a psych ward. He was like suicide watch, I believe, and eventually got out of it. Yeah, it pretty rough story actually. He sees the ice cracking beneath Darby. He's not indestructible, but right now he's laid up in the ICU, unable to move, and that begs the question: how's Darby going to answer my challenge if he's unable to move in a hospital bed? Well, the lights go out, and Darby's there, and he seems fine. He's got Sting's bat, and he chases off Darby. And these guys were dressed. Gabe Kidd was all in black. Darby was mostly in white, including his face paint. You know what these two reminded me of?
Who?
You're old enough to get this reference. Spy versus Spy. The two guys just ridiculously killing each other. Okay. And just getting back up and fighting again.
Interesting enough, I made a Spy versus Spy joke 2 weeks ago about the costuming of Mina and Tony Storm.
Oh.
So I love that they are the content of Spy versus Spy, and Tony and Mina are just the appearance of Spy versus Spy.
Well, here they were even dressed like them. If you go back and look at it, you may see it.
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, I loved Spy versus Spy. I did. Yeah. That was my favorite part of Mad Magazine.
Yeah. I liked a lot of Mad Magazine, I'll be honest.
So did I. Yeah.
We got a video package for Athena and Mercedes against the Babes of Wrath. Then we got Maya and Hyan versus Babes of Wrath. They went through a break because Dakota Kai and Tegan Knox, or whoever it is, Tegan Knox and her partner,
Miranda Alizé.
That's the reason this match went through a break. So Willow, am I wrong?
No, you're not.
Willow on her way to the ring had a Nothing Matters Smile Anyways Christmas sweater. I've never worn a Christmas sweater in my life, but I would definitely wear that one. I love that sweater. Babes of Wrath won a squash and went way too long. I had no notes. I don't even remember how the match ended, and it doesn't matter. And Willow did a promo, so she told everyone to curl up by the Christmas fire. The lights went down for the ambiance.
Oh, jeez.
And so we have a Christmas story. And then Harley takes over. 2 girls, let's just call them Hillo and Wally. They bought 2 tickets to see AEW at Hammerstein. Then they went on a Christmas adventure. This is Willow now. Saw all the New York landmarks. Central Park, Empire State Building, Eddie Kingston's mother's house. When we finally saw the big Christmas tree, they ran into a big, scraggly man. Well, let's call him Santa. And Willow starts acting like Santa, but she has an English accent for some reason. And Harley said, we have everything we want. So Santa, what do you want? And Willow says, all the people across the land to live in peace and harmony. The crowd booed. And then she said, except in Chicago at World's End when we beat the ever-living shit out of Mercedes and Athena. And then Harley's, oh yeah, Santa, this one is for you. Who are we? Babes. What do we have? Wrath. When World's End ends, we will still be the AEW World Tag Team Champions. That was fun as hell. These two are great.
I thought it was a bit much, but it was fine.
Yeah.
Did you know you could buy a cameo to talk to Harley Cameron's beaver?
You can't?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Hi, Jeff. It is I, Harley Cameron, and I am...
Stop, don't play this. Damn it. I didn't know you had it queued up. I'm so angry at you now. Oh,
it's saved. It's saved there to be used anytime we need it.
Okay.
Yeah, we're running short on time here. I already went over my time here. Yeah.
Okay.
Let me just look and make sure I'm not getting notes from.
Let's do picks because the Takeshita.
No, we still got. Okay, Orange Cassidy and John Moxley. Final Blue League matches. I wrote down I believe the winner advances, but if it goes to a draw, it gets complicated. And that was where they brought up the 4-way. So, because if it went to a draw, there would be 4 people would have 7 points, and they all there's no way to break the tie. So, anyways, they had a draw meant Claudio advances. Sorry, okay. But if either one of these guys won, then they would advance. So yeah, they had a really good match. The ending part, Mox hit a lariat, then he hit the Gotch pile driver, got a 2. Fans are chanting something that sounded like a cross between Darby and Moxley. It was like Darley almost, or not. I mean, no, why would they be chanting for Darby? I couldn't make out what the hell they were chanting, but it didn't sound like either guy's name. Anyways, Moxley was trying to set up the rear naked choke. Orange Cassidy got out, started working over the ankle. Mox powered out of that. Orange Cassidy hits the orange punch, but Mox ducked out. He worked the leg again, get the half crab on. That was like the move of the night. Orange Cassidy hits the spinning DDT. Then he hit the orange punch. Then he hit a second one. Then he hit a third one. Mox is stumbling back to the ropes. He hits a fourth one. Then he hits the beach break. Mox kicks out. Orange Cassidy tried to put on the half crab, and Mox rolled him up and got the pin. So Mox gets the win. Now, it was a good match, but he completely killed the finishers of Orange Cassidy here. 4 orange punches and a beach break. And
this was almost like a parody of a Roman Reigns match where he just wanted to say, keep spamming those punches, and I'll just beat you in the end.
Yeah, and that's what happened. And and he's celebrating like a baby face at the end. And it was the finish was kind of flat. The crowd I don't think was quite ready for it, but he advances. He's second in the group, and it immediately the announcer was like, the winner of this match and advancing is so at least the fans knew, because that's another thing I should point out, because talking to somebody that was there, the crowd had no idea what was going on in any of these matches in terms of points. Because you got to remember, this was the first night was being taped right after Collision aired, and most of the people hadn't seen the last week's Collision because it aired on Saturday, the same day that Dynamite was taped. And and they weren't putting standings up on the screen or anything, so the people watching had no idea until they announced, Moxley advances, and then in the main event when Okada won, and then Takeshita comes out, and they're like, oh, okay, I guess Okada advanced, like that, because they didn't know. So and I had actually, during the show while it was being taped, this person was texting me and asking me questions and trying not to spoil results, but also saying, well, if this happens, what happens? And I'm like, dude, I have no idea. I'm just going to wait and see. Actually, you know what? I said this match actually, because Okada and Bailey, I think might have been the second best match on these tapings of these two nights. Because I'm just looking at my star rating, and this match was great. Okada was trying to work an Okada match, and Bailey was having none of it. He was going to work his fast match, and the funny thing is Renee before the match actually said that she talked to Mike Bailey before the match, and he was going to try and take Okada out of his comfort zone. And he was also going to try to avoid the Rainmaker at all costs. And he did a pretty good job of avoiding it until he didn't. So eventually, so the at the 5-minute call, Okada hit the Rainmaker. He maintained wrist control, and Don Callis was on commentary here. And it's interesting that he was on commentary here, but he wasn't on commentary for Takeshita's match or Kyle Fletcher's match. So I don't know what that means, but I think it means something. Then Bailey got out, hit a thrust kick. Then he hit the roundhouse, hit the double impact, which is his double knees. And Callis thought that Okada was done. And Okada kicked out. And Callis was losing his mind. He blamed Bailey for having a shitty cover. Bailey rolled Okada up for 2. Okada went for the Rainmaker. Bailey blocked it. And then Okada stuffed him on a roll-up to get the win. So actually, no, I was wrong. He did avoid the Rainmaker, but he ended up getting pinned by whatever they do when they stuff them on a roll-up. And it was totally clean win by Okada here. And Bailey looked frustrated, but he did the best he could. And Okada finishes second. So the match that everyone thought was going to be the finals is actually happening in the semifinals. And Okada and Takeshita, and Moxley will face Kyle Fletcher in the other one, which I believe is a first-time match. So that's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, both of these might be first-time singles matches. And Takeshita comes out. Okada's applauding because he's guaranteed to have someone in the finals, and he's got 3 of the 4 semifinalists. So real good tournament for the Callis family until they break up and lose a member, which I'm sure is happening. Really good. I thought this block was booked. I thought the Moxley block was booked great. I hated the booking of this one, but at the end we got some good matches and we got the right 2 guys advancing. So can't really complain about that.
So let's talk finals.
I think that we're gonna get. I think Okada is going to somehow end up winning the belt out of this. So he beats Takeshita, then he beats Fletcher.
Is there a possibility of a draw in the semis?
There's always a possibility. I'm not positive if there's no time limit, though. I'm not positive.
Okay, because part of me was thinking Okada and Takeshita draw, Fletcher beats Moxley, and it's a 3-way of the Callis family in the finals.
See, I would think if it was a draw, then we would just be the winner of the other semifinals, a champion. But isn't that how tournaments usually work?
And then we get the shifting allegiances of who's turning, who's doing what. We get a bunch of teases that this guy's going babyface, this guy's going babyface. These 2 double team that one.
People expecting the breakup to happen at the pay-per-view is weird because I don't think we can actually have you can't have interference. So you'd have to have something after the match. And I don't know, it just doesn't seem like it would fit.
I feel like, though, if Okada is winning this, which I'm not sold on, I could still see Takeshita winning this whole thing. Or Takeshita at least.
Kyle would be the best in terms of...
I agree. Well, you know what? I think, but okay. But Kyle beating which guy on that other side is killing me here because I could see reasons for both winning and then both losing in the finals. So, I mean, okay. So out of the 4, pick your winner.
Okada.
Okay. I'm going to go with Kyle Fletcher.
Okay.
I mean, no, I can't. I can't now because you need Okada to win this tournament going into the January 4th Tokyo Dome show, and he needs to stay hot. And no, it has to be Okada, doesn't it?
I don't know. I think it could go either way. Because I think so my thing is that I think the concession for Tony having Okada job to Tanahashi in the main event would be that he gets to beat Takeshita here. And because Takeshita went through the tournament undefeated, I think he loses in the semifinals.
Okay, so, I'm there with you. Okay, who turns babyface out of the Callis family?
Eventually? I'm gonna stick with Okada, even though I'm not nearly as confident as I was a week ago.
See, I could see everybody just quitting on Don Callis out of those three in some way. Okada could stay heel, and like Takeshita and Kyle.
And then he's got all his B team. Josh Alexander's the new, or Andrade maybe is the new ace.
For a new ace, I don't know, but it's interesting to me. I'm fascinated by it, but I guess you gotta go. If you do Okada, though, I mean, it's just like, well, what was the point? He was already the world's greatest tournament wrestler. When does he lose that title to somebody?
When he retires. Yeah. All right. Sorry.
Well, I'm looking at Jason's comment. It goes, Okada wins, hurts Takeshita to cause his loss of the IWGP title. Then Okada gets the boot.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah. I still think, though, because of all the handshaking and stuff in that match, that Takeshita is the one that's going to eventually turn babyface. Now, I think they've decided against Okada.
Yeah, or maybe that was the plan all along, which is what I'm being told. All right, we have apparently Sisters of Sin against Haya and Maya World. This just won't end.
God,
I don't know when. I guess it's on the pre-show, which I didn't.
Sisters of Sin next.
All right, the Mixed Nuts Mayhem. Death Riders, which is Claudio, Garcia, Wheeler, and Marina against the Conglomeration and Tony. So it's Mark Briscoe, Orange Cassidy, Roderick Strong, and Tony Storm.
Baby faces?
I'm going to go with Death Riders.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe some. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, shit. I thought Kyle was in this match, but he's not. It's Orange Cassidy in the match. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We went over Konosuke Takeshita, and so we think Kyle and Moxley. I think we can both agree Kyle's got to win that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then he faces the winner of Okada and Takeshita, and then we're
all right. But let me give you one more other thing, just as a prop bet type thing. Chances that this whole thing is a Moxley redemption story.
It's very possible.
Okay.
Although then it wouldn't make sense for the Death Riders to boot him. The only issue there, but although I have seen speculation that it's not actually going to be booting, but more of like a split. So we would have like Moxley, Marina, and maybe Pac, and then the other side would be Claudio, Garcia, and Wheeler, and they just go their separate ways, like amicably.
It's also why I thought it might be a 4-way, because like those three could beat down Moxley, then have their internal infighting, and then Mox ends up pinning one of them.
That could come down the road. Darby Allin and Gabe Kidd in a straight singles match. I gotta say Darby, right?
Darby.
Yeah. FTR and Bang Bang Gang for the Chicago Street Fight for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. Okay, we both think FTR is winning, but do we see the return of Edge here, or are they going to wait for that?
I see the return of Jay White here.
Oh, interesting. That'd be good. I'd love to see Jay and Juice against FTR again. Remember that?
Where's the show at? The show's in Chicago.
Yeah.
You know what? I think Copeland coming back would be a nice pop. I think you're more right, but man, there's part of me that just thinks for that big deal that Jay White is somewhere on this card somewhere, and I think this would be the most likely to me.
Yeah. I would have no issue with that. He could also get involved in Darby and Gabe Kidd, but
true.
Babes of Wrath against Mercedes and Athena. Babes of Wrath gotta win, I think. Mercedes losing a lot right now.
I think Mercedes and Athena start bickering after this too.
Yeah. Mercedes lost another belt, I think it was on like a Collision a week ago or something. She lost to Alex Windsor. That's her official name now. I think it's Windsor.
Okay.
Chris Statler and Jamie Hayter for the Women's World Championship. As much as we'd love Jamie to win, I don't think it's happening.
God, Jamie's so money, and they're going to keep this thing on Statlander.
Yeah. And then Joe defending the title against Swerve, Hangman, and MJF. I'm going with MJF. I know you like Joe, but are you going to predict him?
I think Joe's going off to film his TV show, so I don't think that's possible. I think it has to be MJF.
And then War Hero joined us. I want to say
no. I think you're right. MJF wins the belt and then asks Bandito put the ring on the line.
And I mean, he's got no reason to put it on the line except he's a heroic babyface, so why not?
Correct. Yeah.
And then MJF
well, for a world title shot, he'd put it on the line.
He's already got the world title shot, though. That's the problem.
Oh yeah, but I mean, during the world title shot, he actually, I get the ring back, and that way Max has an out when he loses the title.
Right. Yeah. But I see. Yeah. Okay. All right. So that is that. World's End will be, I think Garrett and Jeremy are doing a post show on Saturday. So you can tune in for that on this very channel Saturday, probably around midnight Eastern. And Jeff and I will be back next week. I think we're doing Thursday. We don't have the exact time nailed down. New Year's Day, right?
Yeah.
And we're gonna do the annual half-ass Dynamite review and the Hook Awards, and I will send Jeff the categories.
Thank you.
Yeah. So for Jeff Hawkins, I've been Paul Fontaine, and this has been the Dynamite Show.